With update 1.8.1 coming out on the 12th of April, I thought, why not quickly run through what we should be expecting to see. Firstly, we're getting two new legendary difficulty missions, Amherst's Apartment and Grand Central Station. I'm pretty stoked about this. Legendary missions offer the greatest difficulty in the game as far as PvE goes. Resistance is good, but not really meant for solo play, as the difficulty steps up a little too quickly. I find the resistance missions a really good test for new builds and also team collaboration. Shortly after the patch is released, one of the new global events, Blackout, will become active. I'll try and get another video out about this before the 12th. Then, in May, we'll be seeing another new global event, Onslaught. There are no further details on the release date yet. We sort of expected this. As soon as the optimization station concept was brought out in 1.8, it became apparent that we needed more ways of getting division tech, especially since the main way of getting it right now is through the Dark Zone, and a large portion of the player base won't enter this area. Now we'll be able to get the division tech through daily missions like the combat assignments, crafting, survival, and Dark Zone quests. Each of these will reward you 25 div tech. Weekly missions, like the open world assignment and underground assignment, will reward you with 100 div tech each. If you're a season pass holder, you'll now get 100 division tech in the supply drops that drop twice a month. There has been a classified gear cache added to the special vendor. This guarantees one classified gear piece from the entire classified gear loot pool. I'm not 100% certain on the cost of this cache, but it looks like it'll be somewhere in the vicinity of 2,500 Phoenix credits, based on the PTS. You won't be able to buy up large or anything, but this does add a new way of getting classified pieces. The basic cache from the GE vendor, the one that costs 900 GE credits, has been removed. Instead, this vendor will now sell individual caches per classified gear set for each global event. So for example, if Striker is available in the current global event, there will be a Striker cache available for purchase that guarantees an item from the Striker set. Removed premium vendor exotics from the open world loot pool and exotic caches. All exotics added to the open world bosses. This should mean that farming for exotics gets a little bit easier. No more will I be getting multiple Cassidy's per week. Just a quick tip if you're not already doing it, hold on to your exotic caches until the update drops, and then open them up when the changes have been implemented for a better chance of getting what you actually want. Classified drop rates have been increased in all locations. Legendary missions now have a 20% chance to give classified gear as a reward at the completion of the mission. Season Pass supply drops now have a 10% chance to drop classified gear. Survival caches now has a roughly 10% chance to drop classified gear. It's not going to be raining classifieds or anything, but the existing ways of getting classified gear has basically had their drop rates doubled in most cases. And with the addition of legendary missions and survival caches now dropping them, we're certainly going to be seeing them a lot more often. They're doing this to help close that gap between the hardcore players who already have everything and the more casual and new players. As per usual, there's a bunch of bug fixes that have been included in this update. I won't go over all of them, most are quite specific and weren't exactly game breaking. I'll leave a link to the full 1.8.1 patch notes in the description, but the following are probably the most important bug fixes to take note of. This video will be more of a reminder to a lot of you, but I know there is a number of you who don't troll through the forums and Reddit every day, so this is probably a little more useful to you. There has been no exact release date on the new Blackout global event, just that it will start shortly after the patch is released. As I said, I'll do my best to put out a video soon that will cover everything we know about this event and what builds will get the most out of it. As a side note, a couple of weeks ago I mentioned that in preparation for the Division 2, I started up a character on PC. I'm now about 60 hours in. I'm still a little light on gear, but I have managed to get a couple of classified sets completed. It's been a little tough gearing up on the PC while still maintaining a character on the Xbox, as this is where all my recording comes from. The idea is that I'd like to start recording from the PC version of the game because the graphics quality I'm getting is considerably better. Although I'm predominantly a solo player, there are a number of aspects to this game that are best experienced in a team, and when it comes to the content creation side of things, I'm quite often needing some assistance from other players to test things out. I need to build a crew. I was going to check out the community Discord channel, but first I thought I'd check and see if there were any subs that would be interested. I don't care about skill level, and I'm quite happy to help out with your builds and other things if needed. This is really starting to sound like a personal ad. Screw it, let's run with it. In all seriousness, I'm not after hardcore gamers, just anyone who loves the game and can enjoy it for what it is. The only thing that can be a little bit awkward is my time zone. I'm totally not desperate, I'm just putting it out there. Call me. If you're keen, flick me an email. Cheers. Seriously, call me.